Japanese performance cars are often remembered for beauty and legends, like the Supra or Skyline. Some of the toughest machines were ignored because of controversial styling. These cars combined strong engines, solid engineering, and real-world affordability, making them sleeper picks for enthusiasts. This is a countdown that highlights why each car looks unpopular, yet remains mechanically respected and cheap today. In fifth place, the Mitsubishi 3000 GT stands out as one of the most divisive shapes in the 1990s of Japanese performance. Critics often pointed to its pop-up headlights, angular glass, and the over-complicated active aero package. Some said it looked like a concept car left in the wind tunnel too long. But under the surface, this is a technological sledgehammer. The VR4 model packs a 3.0-liter twin-turbo V6, the 6G72TT, delivering 320 horsepower to all four wheels through an advanced all-wheel drive system with active torque split. That translates to 0 to 60 in just 4.9 seconds, and quarter-mile times that embarrassed more expensive rivals. While some call it overweight and over-engineered, the numbers do not lie. The 3000 GT's warranty claim rate sits at 0.12 per 10,000 units, better than the legendary Supra's inline six. Most examples run well past 200,000 miles with only basic maintenance. The active aero, the electronic front splitter, and rear wing still work on many survivors, and the all-wheel drive system's electronics rarely fail if checked with a proper scan tool. Median prices for a clean VR4 hover around $8,200, with running projects dipping as low as $5,000. For buyers, the big checks are simple. Scan for all-wheel drive faults, inspect the active aero pump, and look for rust on the undercarriage. If you want a sleeper that still turns heads, sometimes for the wrong reasons, but almost never leaves you stranded, the 3000 GT delivers more tech and performance per dollar than anything else in its price bracket. Number 4, the Nissan 300ZX Twin Turbo has never been a beauty pageant winner. Its rounded, almost bloated hatchback lines and wide squircle rear end divided fans in the 1990s, and today, plenty still call it awkward or plain. But underneath that controversial shell sits one of the most robust turbo platforms Japan ever built, the VG30DE-TT. This 3.0-liter twin-turbo V6 puts out a factory-rated 300 horsepower and 283 pound-feet of torque, launching the Z32 from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just over 5 seconds. Even as prices for Supras and RX-7 shot through the roof, the 300ZX crashed hard in the late 1990s thanks to the yen surge and Nissan's infamous US market pullout. Dealers' fire sold leftover turbos, flooding the used market and keeping prices in check for years. Today, clean twin-turbo Z32s still trade hands around $13,800, with solid projects dipping under $10,000, making them a true bargain for rear-wheel drive turbo muscle. Mechanically, the 300ZX earns respect for its stout bottom end and a tuning community that has been pushing these engines past 400 horsepower for decades. The key is turbo health. After 100,000 miles, worn turbo bearings and cracked intercooler hoses are common, so a quick check for shaft play and pressurized leaks is a must. The VG30DE-TT's warranty claim rate, 0.16 per 10,000 units, remains impressively low for a high-strung twin-turbo. Parts are everywhere, thanks to a massive global fan base and shared Nissan architecture. For buyers, a quick spin should include listening for turbo whine, checking for blue smoke on boost, and inspecting the cooling system. When the turbos are healthy, the 300ZX delivers legitimate muscle car acceleration with Japanese reliability, and it is still one of the best values for anyone hunting a bulletproof, dirt-cheap turbo coupe. Number 3. The Nissan 350Z is the definition of a love-it-or-hate-it muscle coupe. The short, squashed nose and chunky rear fenders drew plenty of flack when it launched. Critics called it awkward, even cartoonish, and the budget interior plastics did nothing to help its reputation. But under the polarizing skin, the 350Z is all substance. The VQ35DE 3.5-liter V6 delivers 287 horsepower in stock form, revving cleanly to 7,500 revolutions per minute and putting down a real-world 0 to 60 time of 5.6 seconds. Rear-wheel drive and a near-perfect 55 to 45 weight balance make it a natural fit for the drift scene, where it has become almost a rite of passage for budget builders and grassroots competitors. While early press hammered the car for clutch failures and rumors of overheating, the reality is far less dramatic. The clutch issue mostly hits modified or hard-driven cars. Aggressive launches and clutch kicks will wear out the stock unit fast, but an upgraded clutch kit is a cheap fix. The VQ35DE itself is nearly bulletproof with basic maintenance, easily handling 350 to 400 horsepower with bolt-ons and a tune. Rear axle bushing fatigue shows up after years of abuse, but parts are cheap and widely available thanks to massive production numbers. Prices have stayed low because there are just so many out there. As of 2024, a clean-running 350Z can be found for as little as $5,000, with well-kept examples topping out around $15,000. The median sits at $12,800, an unbeatable deal for a rear-drive, high-rev V6 sports car with proven drift credentials. For buyers, the main checks are clutch slip, rear bushing play, and signs of oil neglect. In a world where JDM icons are priced out of reach, the 350Z stands tall as the affordable, tough-as-nails power platform for anyone ready to get sideways without breaking the bank. Number 2. The last-generation Toyota Celica GTS is the definition of an acquired taste. The sharp, angular front end and squared-off hatchback drew plenty of criticism when it hit the streets. Some called it too anime. Others said it looked like a Hot Wheels car that never grew up. But underneath those divisive lines sits one of the best bargains in Japanese performance. The Celica GTS runs Toyota's 2ZZGE, a 1.8-liter inline-4 with VVTL-I, and it screams to a redline at 8,000 revolutions per minute. Stock output hits 180 horsepower, and the car weighs just under 2,800 pounds, making it the lightest entry on the list by a wide margin. Toyota originally had plans for an all-wheel drive, turbocharged GT4 version, but cost and market shifts killed the project, leaving the T23 Celica to focus on lightweight front-wheel drive agility. What you get is a razor-sharp chassis that is forgiving for beginners, yet engaging enough for seasoned drivers. The 2ZZGE is famous for its reliability. Warranty claim rates sit at just 0.09 per 10,000 units, the lowest in this entire lineup. The key is oil changes. Neglect them and the VVTL-I system can wear, especially the cam lobes and lifters. Listen for timing chain tensioner rattle at idle, and always check for rust on the rear wheel arches, a known weak spot on these cars. Here is where the Celica really pulls ahead. Price. In 2024, a clean GTS can be found for as little as $2,000 to $4,000, with a median sale price around $2,800. That is less than you will pay for almost any other Japanese muscle coupe with this kind of performance pedigree. For anyone looking for a dirt-cheap, bulletproof entry into the world of JDM tuning, the Celica GTS stands out as the lightest, most beginner-friendly, and arguably the most overlooked Toyota performance car of the 2000s. The Lexus SC400 hides its muscle under a soft, rounded shell, often dismissed as awkward. But beneath the plush coupe line sits the 1UZ FE V8, a legend in Japanese engineering. This engine's reputation is built on numbers that matter: 250 horsepower, 260 pound-feet of torque, and a forged crankshaft inside an all-aluminum block. Owners talk less about speed, though 0 to 60 miles per hour comes in a respectable 7.2 seconds, and more about what this car survives. The 1UZ shrugs off 300,000 miles with little more than oil changes. Warranty claims are almost non-existent, 0.07 per 10,000 units, a figure that has made it a favorite for drift swaps and high-power builds. The only real mechanical worry is the oil pump bearing, which can leak after 250,000 miles, but a $400 fix keeps things tight. Valve cover and oil pan gaskets might sweat, but cylinder wear is rare. The automatic transmission is not indestructible if you are chasing big power, but for stock or mild builds, it is reliable for years. Prices remain shockingly low. In 2024, the median sale price is $7,200, with high-mileage cars dipping under $3,000 and clean examples topping $12,000. The 2021 drift boom pushed prices up nearly 20%, but the SC400 remains the most affordable way to daily drive, drift, or build a bulletproof Japanese V8. With a quick check for oil leaks and a rust-free body, this coupe delivers the torque, durability, and value that turbo rivals cannot match. Across all five, one thing stands out. Controversial looks mean nothing when the engineering is this tough. These so-called ugly Japanese muscle cars outlast their prettier rivals and undercut them on price. In the end, real value isn't about curves, it's about guts. Which sleeper gets your vote?